Yo guys, Crescent here. Welcome to another build video. Today I'll be showing you a Magicka Warden build. I'm going to call this build 80k because it's pretty straightforward, because the tooltip of my soul SL is really close to 80k, 79.5 or something like that. That's why it's insanely powerful. This build is very bursty. It's like you either kill him or you don't kill him. It's like a one-shot build. But it's not a ganking build like you imagine. It's just a normal Magicka Warden build. But defensively you are really strong, offensively you are really strong as well. It's just that the downside of this build, you don't have sustained damage, okay? You can't afford to have sustained damage. That's why this build, I would say the pro and cons of this build are pretty straightforward. The pros are, you can kill light armor targets easily, you can kill medium armor targets easily. You can just one-shot them if you play your cards right, okay? However, when it comes to heavy armor, blocking targets that have a lot of defense, like they build really well, they put a lot into block cost reduction, you know, and they can block for days, you're gonna have trouble fighting against those builds because you don't have sustained damage. For example, if I'm fighting against a block build on my stamina decay, I will just kill him because I can apply pressure left, right and center. You know, I can apply this, apply that, defile them, a lot of stuff, I can do that. But on a Magicka Warden, unfortunately, you don't have much tools to deal with that. Yes, you have there are skills I will show you later that you can kind of rectify that by using some dots that are really strong as well, so you can at least try to kill those non super tank. But against like a super tank, you can't kill them. That's the only downside of this build, I would say. Okay, let's hop straight into the sets now. I've been talking a lot of bullshit already. Okay, so the first set we'll be using is Necropotence. This is bread and butter setup for all Magicka Wardens because you have the sexy blue Betty. So you can just apply this. When you have a pet, max Magicka increased by 3000. Really powerful. Okay, so we'll be using 5 Necropotence on the body, everything tri-stack glyphs, and everything impenetrable. And let's go to the monster helm. The monster helm, there are 3 monster helm that I prefer to use. Okay, the first one, offensive monster helm, is Scoria. Scoria is hands down one of the hardest hitting one of the hardest hitting Magicka monster helm you can have. Instant 13k damage, really powerful. The defensive and offensive one I would say is Bloodspawn, because you gain ultimate regeneration, a lot of ultimate, and you gain spell and physical resistance. Top that off with the stamina recovery, which is really nice. Remember that when you gain more ultimate, you can use more offensive ultimate as well as defensive ultimate. So that's why Bloodspawn is really balanced for me. Just remember that on a monster helm you need to use tri-stack glyphs as well, okay? And you want to use impenetrable, preferably. Well-fitted is okay-ish, I guess, because sometimes I'll do some dodge throw and stuff like that, or I'll sprint when I run away from Zergs. Okay, and the last monster helm is the full defensive one is Pirate Skeleton. Yeah, Pirate Skeleton is really powerful. I'll show you why. Just type it here, skeleton. It's because you will get a 2.9k physical resistance and spell resistance. That is inherit, divide by 6. It's about close to 4.5 damage reduction based on the mathematics, because 600 is 1% more or less. So you get like close to 4.5% reduction. That is really powerful already. You top that off with the 8% chance to have major protection. That is another 30% reduction. That is crazy strong. If you are using Pirate Skeleton, if you play your cards right, no Magicka Sock, no range Magicka setup can kill you, because you are so tanky and you have shimmering shields as well. So it's really powerful Pirate Skeleton. It's, I would say, a little bit broken, to be honest, especially when you're using shields like me. Okay, so remember these 3 setup: defensive, Pirate Skeleton, in the middle, just nice, is Bloodspawn, is what I prefer to use. Scoria is go full offensive, especially when you have healer in the group. Just pick Scoria, just go full burst. Okay, on the jewelry and all the weapons, we'll be using War Maiden. A lot of people say that this set is not good, but the thing you need to remember is all of my skills that I'm using for this build are all Magicka damage skills. That's why War Maiden is really powerful. Some people argue that Julianos might be even better, but I beg to differ, because you will receive about 360 spell damage if everything is golden for Julianos, and yeah, you will receive 2 spell crit instead of spell damage and spell crit. So that is a difference. So I'll just prefer War Maiden over Julianos, but it's really up to you. And since we need to use Jewelry as well, yeah, obviously you can use Necropotence Jewelry, so it will be fine. But for my build, I'll use War Maiden. I think it's just more powerful. Okay, and we're using 1 spell damage, 1 cost reduction, and Magicka cost reduction obviously, and Magicka recovery. This is how I roll usually. This is just nice because you want to hit that 15k mark on your unbuff Magicka recovery. That is I would say the sweet spot for Magicka Warden. I'll just show you why. Because Magicka Warden, you have this what do you call that? This passive, which will give you every 1 second you can gain either 250 Magicka or 250 stamina. So let's say your stamina is full, you will gain 250 Magicka when you use a skill when healing an ally with living Trillis. So if you have this on you and enemy hit you, you will just gain that Magicka and stamina a lot. So I would say 1.5k unbuff is just enough for Warden. Okay. And yeah, really importantly, the swords we're using Dual View and Restore Ultimate. On the Restore, you want to use Infuse on the back bar, and you use the weapon and spell damage enchant. This is like a bread and butter stuff for back bar, you know. It's just so powerful. You use Infuse, you top that off with spell damage, so you gain that 450 for 5 seconds, and the cooldown will be only 5 seconds, so you apply that for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, you can reapply it again, so there's basically not much downtime in between. Just your animation of the light attack, that's all. Another option would be if you want to be more defensive, if you're under a lot of pressure, let's say every time people focus you, zerk you down and stuff like that, you go for Powered. Powered gives you 9% extra healing, which will significantly increase the healing of your living Trillis and your Restore Ultimate. That's why it's quite good if you want to play a slightly healing, more defensive style. Just go for Powered. Okay, and on the Dual View, like I mentioned in my Magicka Templar video, I'm not sure whether you watch it already. If you haven't watched it, go watch it, whatever. Okay, Nirnhorn is the best on the front bar. So the first sword, you use 1 Nirnhorn on the Dual View, first Dual View sword, which is the front sword, left side sword, you use Nirnhorn, so you get that 240 spell damage, okay? And on your second sword, you use either Sharpen or Precise. These two are the best. Do not use Infuse because this build, you won't be like attacking a lot anyways. And Infuse usually proc on the first bar, and you want to use Nirnhorn on the first bar. So basically, either Sharpen or Precise on the back bar. The enchantment, I'll use Flame and Shock. The only reason why I use Flame instead of Shock on the first one is because if you apply Burn Target and I'm using a Scoria, the Scoria will consider burning effect as a dot, so it might proc as well. That's why I use Flame instead of Shock on the first one. Okay, yeah, that's about it for all the items. I'll go through the potions, poison and stuff like that really quickly. So obviously you'll be using Tri-Stat Potion. This is one of the best potions in the game for Magicka classes. This is a Stealth Potion, immune to knockback, Stealth Detection and Magicka. This is against Nightblade. This is a gang prevention. If I'm riding on a horse, usually I'll slot this, so I get immune to knockback. I give straight get back my health and Magicka, so I just don't get ganged, you know, instantly. And on the last one would be if I'm not using Inner Light, so I need the crit, the Major Prophecy, so I'll use this, immune to knockback, Major Prophecy and Restore Magicka. I'll tell you why I am able to use this, because I'm a Argonian. So Argonian get a passive that gives you stamina when you use a potion. That's why I feel like all these potions are viable for me. But if you're not an Argonian, I highly recommend just to use Tri-Stat. Tri-Stat is just really good for non-Argonians. Okay, Argonian Master Race. I'm just joking. Alright, so poisons, we won't be using any poisons. And the Mundus Stone and Foodbuff, okay? So, okay, this is the unbuff stats. It will go up a lot higher because we have Necropotence and stuff like that. Okay, so we'll be using Vampire Stage 4. You can drop this if you want, but highly recommend it because we are running a shields, so it's just really nice. And we'll be using Thief Mundus Stone. You can use other Mundus Stones if you want spell damage, max Magicka, but for me, I personally prefer crit. There's a reason behind this, because this build, when I go through the skills, I'll explain to you. This build is really one-shotty. So you don't apply a lot of pressure on your opponent. You use Fissure. When you get your ultimate, you use Fissure, you throw 2 birds straight, you go into burst, you get the stun from the Fissure straight into ulti. That is how you burst people down really strongly. So I prefer to use Thief, and Thief gives you some crit heals as well while you're using Living Trillis and you're using Restore Ultimate. So Thief is quite nice, but obviously you can use whatever you want. Max Magicka is decent, you give you slightly bigger shields if you want, you can go for that route, or you can go for spell damage as well. It's really nice. Okay, don't need to be ESO Plus member, not required. And we will be using this Witch Mother Proton Brew. The thing I need to explain about Witch Mother, right, is it's almost down. Let me just use it really fast. Witch Mother Proton Brew. There are two rays you can use Witch Mother, and another 2 more you have to use Tri-Stat food. So I'll explain to you. If you are Argonian or Dark Elf, just use Witch Mother. So you, as a Dark Elf, you'll get a lot higher stamina, and as Argonian, you'll get back resources when you use a potion. So it's just fine. If you are a High Elf or Breton, use Tri-Stat food. Okay, use Tri-Stat food. Yes, your recovery will be lower, but you don't use Tri-Stat glyphs on all your body anymore. You use everything Max Magicka. You boost up all your damage, okay, with extremely high Max Magicka. You drop War Maiden spell damage on the ring, and you put Magicka recovery instead. So this is how you get back your Magicka, and you boost up all your damage, and you still get the stamina from Tri-Stat. Alright. It's a bit noisy over there. Anyways, I'll come over here. Alright. So those are the stuff. Okay, I'll show you the buff stats. I'll just show you basically how to get this 80k 2-tip. Yeah. For 80k 2-tip, I need to use my skeleton, skeleton, because I have 2 max Magicka glyphs on this. If without that, I'll just get 77k or 78k. So I just want to show you the close to 80k as possible. So this is my defensive setup. This is with the pirate skeleton. It's most defensive. Alright, so you want to buff up usually. So you want to spam the wings. You do light attack on the back bar. You switch back to your front bar. I show the 2-tip really quickly. Yeah, 79.3k. That is the 2-tip I have. That's the maximum damage. It could go higher, obviously, with even more spell damage, or let's say I'm a High Elf with higher Max Magicka. It can definitely go 90k. It's possible, but I just feel like 80k is just enough. So you gain that. Your sustain is just better, you know. You won't get drained so fast. Okay. So yeah. I'll go show you the 2-tip, the buffs stuff really quickly. Alright, so this is the buff stats. Looks really nice as well. Because I'm using more Max Magicka now, usually my stamina will be like 12.6k, so the Max Magicka will just be 40k. So this is about it. And spell damage will definitely go up to 3k. 3k from the back bar enchantment, which gives about 500 plus or something, and then just go up to 3k, and then you add another 400 from your weapon, your War Maiden weapons. That's why we can achieve that 80k 2-tip. Alright, that's about it for the stat sheet. I'll just go through the skills now. Skills are pretty straightforward, but I need to explain the combos, you know, like how you just one-shot people really fast. Okay, so the first skill is Inner Light. This is our flex spot, like I mentioned. If you want to go for a really bursty build, go Inner Light on the front bar. If you want to go a bit more all-rounder build, go for where is it? Fletcher Infection. So this is extremely powerful dot. This is unbuffed damage, remember that. It will go even higher with buff, and when you apply it on the same target again, it increases by 50%. You will do like I think 3k plus, like 3.5k or so per second dot damage, and it can crit unblockable. That's why against, if you're fighting a lot of blocking target, use Fletcher Infection. Okay, so you get this dot for all the blockers. And remember that if you put more skills on the front bar from the animal companion tree, you will gain extra 2% damage, which is quite nice as well. So you won't lose out a lot of damage. Obviously, Inner Light, it's just crazy. 5% Max Magicka, Max Magicka and Major Prophecy is just really powerful. But you can use Potion to gain Major Prophecy, and yeah, you just gain 2% increased damage done, which is quite nice. So we have 6%. If you include this, you get 8% now. Okay, your bread and butter damage, Cliff Racer, Bird of Prey, your buff, your speedy, apply Major Berserk and apply Major Expedition. Deep Fissure, your delayed burst, and basically the tooltip will be 16k plus for Deep Fissure and about 13k for Cliff Racer after buff. Harness Magicka, your shields, your shield, and Soul Assault, yeah, your ultimate for offensive ultimate. Your defensive ultimate will be Restore ultimate, and we'll be using Betty for the buff. Ice Fortress for defense. This is a really powerful skill because of the minor protection, applies to shields as well. That's why it's so damn powerful. Living Treeless is really powerful. Let's say you are at 50% damage health left. Sorry, you use this skill. You apply your shields. When people hit your shields, you gain back health. You regenerate all your health back to full really quickly because you have high crit on this build, 53% crit, so you can just crit heals a lot. Shimmering skill, shield is good against all those snipers, those pew pew guys, and sorcerers as well. And you will gain crazy ultimate from this skill. This skill is a little bit broken, to be honest. If you compare that to like a DK wings, DK wings are so garbage compared to this. This is just so strong. Major heroism, so strong. And obviously your old shit healing one, your old shit shield, so you just spam the healing one when you're under a lot of pressure. Okay, yeah, those are the skills like I mentioned just now. There's not a lot of flexibility because this is what I really like to run. You can change it around for you, but I don't recommend that. Just change Fletcher Infection here. Some skills I can recommend is you can use this buff, this morph, Gripping Shot. So if you're under a lot of pressure, you can pop this skill. People surrounding that are whacking you, that are zerging you down, you'll get immobilized for 3 seconds. It's kinda nice. This build, especially when you're running with friends, Gripping Shots could be really nice. Okay, yeah. Besides that, yeah, I think the skills are quite rigid. All these healing skills, you don't need them because you got enough healing with this setup. Trust me. Okay. Yeah, I'll just go through the CP now really quickly. CP is really straightforward as well. 11 into Siphoner, you could put even 0 into Siphoner if you want, because you won't be light attacking much. But I want to change my build to a Destro Staff build, so I just put 11 here. You could put 0 as well, it doesn't really matter, you can put somewhere else. 56 Warlord, and then 75 Arcanist, really important. 19 Tenacity. Your back bar, you can use Restore Staff to regen resource. 56 Tumbling, 13 Shadow One, 11 Bless, 56 Elfborn, 43 Elemental Expert, 11 Spell Erosion, 18 Shattering Blows, 72 Master at Arms, 11 Thaumaturge, 66. Remember, you don't need a lot in Thaumaturge because we only running 1 or 2 dots, so I don't think it's worth it. It's worth it to put so many points into Elfborn is because we have crazy crit, so 20% crit increase is crazy a lot. And obviously your skills are all direct damage, so I would say this 23% at Master at Arms are really important as well. Okay, Ironclad 66, 13 to Resistance, 20 into Thick Skin, 27 Hardy, 23 Elemental Defender. Always put more into Hardy because we are running light armor, so light armor you get more into Magicka defense anyways, so it's fine. Magicka resistance, I mean. 66 into Bastion because we'll be using 2 shields, and 50 into Quick Recovery. Yeah, that's about it for this CP setup. I think I covered almost everything. I'll just give you one more last tip. I think I mentioned this already, but I couldn't stress this enough. Always remember to light attack on your back bar to gain that 450 spell damage will get increased by another 20%, which is 600 plus. It's a lot. This one light attack will do wonders to your damage, okay? Usually you just buff up, you're under pressure, you're kiting, Okay, you're using shimmery shields, you're shooting everything. Just make sure you use your bird, your wings first. You fap your wings, you get a 14% damage increase. Okay, what you want to do, you want to go to back bar light attack, so you get the damage. You put a fisher, you throw 2 birds, and then you throw your ultimate. That is the simple build. You just kite around, let them come to you. When they're not noticing you, you put your fisher, go straight into one-shot killing. This is against light armor and medium armor builds. Against a heavy armor build, like I mentioned just now, change your skills. Okay, so you have to make a decision. Either you want to be really one-shotty, or you want to grind people down a bit. You will lose some damage, not a lot, but some damage. But yeah, it's not really noticeable, but it's kind of like you will lose like 5% damage, I would say, potential, because of the reduced crit and a bit damage reduction as well. So instead of that, you will gain a really strong dot. So this dot will help you kill tanky targets. I cannot stress this enough. This dot is unblockable. It will crit as well. It's really powerful. Okay, so yeah, I think that's about it for this build. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos. I will show gameplay videos of this build as well after I finish up all the builds that I have in mind. And then I'll maybe throw a montage video where I'll play all my new builds, and I'll show them in one video. Okay, and yeah, make sure you give this video a like as well. That will help out with the YouTube algorithms shit stuff, you know. More likes means it's more recommended. Okay, anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the video. Okay, bye bye.